This is the Good Haus. My last name is Good, and that's sort of a play on my last name. We were the Fine Homebuilding House of 2018. I'm Dave Good from Atmosphere Design Build, and this is my wife, Mela Breen, and we work together designing and building houses.
We have a small design build firm in California, primarily on super energy efficient homes. All of our projects are informed by Passivehouse principles.
She does the design side of the business, and I do the field work, construction management.
We have a particular aesthetic, which is sort of California modernism. It's focused on handcrafted homes that are super comfortable, healthy, and efficient to live in. The Good Haus, as Dave mentioned, is our family home, so it was our opportunity to sort of push our notions of what makes a good house. The site is somewhat of a challenging site. It's super rocky and steep. The idea was that the house would sort of reach across the site. The house is 2 volumes perpendicular to each other with the second floor cantilevered on top of the first. The house has a lot of surface volume as a consequence of that.
Building a super insulated, airtight building is where me and my carpenters take over. It's a no-brainer to me to use this rock wool insulation on the outside with our airtight, super insulated, ventilated house. The rock wool product that we use on the roof is called Top Rock. It is 5 inches thick. Because of the density of the top rock, we were able to put the metal roof right on the insulation. We ended up with perfect lines on the roof right on top of the rock wool.
Because there's such a large surface area, we basically treated the underside of our system as you would a roof. So the floor system has essentially the same amount of insulation as the roof does.
This project was the first time we used rock wool for subslab. We'll be able to use that in the future and not have to put foam underneath the slabs, which is great.
One of the things we like most about rock wool is that we can have a vapor open assembly, which works really well in our climate. It reduces concern about moisture issues.
When you have a complicated, thick wall like we do, you have to consider the way moisture is going to move through that wall. You've got wind-driven rain from the outside, vapors from the inside. It's comforting to have the rock wool. There's no place where water can get trapped. One of the Passivehouse design principles is having interior temperatures be within 7 degrees Fahrenheit of each other. Your body is so sensitive to different temperatures. That's what actually makes an old house feel drafty. It's not that there's actually wind blowing through it. It's just that in a house that has bad windows, the walls are warmer than the windows, so you can feel the temperature differentiation.
We wrap the house in a blanket of insulation that keeps it cool in the summer and keeps it warm in the winter.
There's 4 inches of rock wool comfort board 110 on the outside of the building, and that gives us a continuous blanket of not only for thermal protection, but for fire protection.
Fire-resistant construction is definitely on everyone's mind. When clients come to us, it's at the top of their list in terms of priorities.
Since we're building in the wildland-urban interface, living in fire country now, it's really important to us to have fire-resistant assemblies. Rock wool plays a huge part in that because it has the highest melting point of any exterior insulation, which gives us a really great protective layer against possible fire.
One of the benefits of living in a super insulated house, one particularly that's insulated with rock wool, it's very quiet inside. We're actually really close to a state highway. When you're outside, you can hear it, but when you're inside and don't hear anything, it creates sort of a more meditative environment.
Yeah, this wall behind us goes into my son's room, and that's insulated with safe and sound. We imagined being here late when the adults are up and making some noise and hoping that he could still sleep.
And we can't hear him.
Yeah, and we can't.
No.
That's true. So it works great.
Yeah. We were lucky enough to get to tour the rock wool factory in Mississippi, which was a great opportunity to see how a product is made that we believe in.
The raw materials that go into the furnace at the rock wool plant are basalt and slag is an industrial waste product. You know, everything comes from the same furnace, but they change the process on the computer screen, and the tooling changes automatically, the packaging changes automatically. The same fibers come out of the furnace And Rockwool can put out the batt insulation, which is soft and bendable, or the board insulation, which is rigid. Pretty much just touch the screen at the factory and they can change the production run by retooling the line instantly.
It was great to see that basically every piece of scrap is captured and then recycled back into new Rockwool products. I like to use products that are underscoring our values.
It's a state-of-the-art facility, fully automated. By the time you get to the end of the line, it's palletized and everything. Really impressive.
We're a small firm, but from the outset, we've committed to a very specific mission, which is not only to build super energy efficient homes, but also to consider everything that goes into them, knowing that California was planning on requiring all new residential buildings to be net zero energy. So it's been in our sights for a long time. The assemblies that we use are perfect for the upcoming codes in terms of what's going to be required. Rockwool's products, particularly when we pair exterior insulation with interior insulation, is a great way for buildings to easily meet the energy requirements of the upcoming code change.
Rockwool is the only exterior insulation that's approved by CAL FIRE and the California Fire Marshal in a wall assembly or a roof assembly. We've been waiting a long time to build our house.
This house is our own home, and we built it using assemblies and products that are healthy and durable and that we knew would, be safe for our family.
We're really fortunate that we had the opportunity to build the Fine Homebuilding House and the opportunity also to work with Rockwool and use their products throughout our building. We were really thankful that we were able to build the house of our dreams with the support of Fine Homebuilding and Rockwool.